What is up, YouTube? Today we're going to answer the question, should you upgrade or get a new drum set? Although the answer is, it depends, I'm going to do my best to help you and give you a few options on how to make your old kit sound new again. As always, please hit the like or subscribe if you enjoy this video. And if you're into cryptocurrencies and stuff like that, I have a new channel up here. The first thing you should ask yourself is why you're upgrading your drums. A $10,000 drum set will not make you a better drummer. The same as a $10,000 camera is not going to make me a better photographer. However, if you do have a super cheap beginner kit, there is some advantages to upgrading. I often hear people say that buying a more expensive drum set makes it easier to tune. This is not always true. If you have a hard time tuning your drums, I would recommend changing the heads on the top and bottom. Always change the reso heads with the batter heads. The bottom heads make just as much difference, if not more than the top. If you've done that, I'd recommend tuning with a tune bot. If at this point you were still having issues, I would check my bearing edges and my rims to make sure they are perfect and 100% round. If it is a very old drum set, wood does dry out and bearing edges do get wrecked. This is where I would say a very cheap kit, it's not worth refinishing the edges, where if you had a more expensive kit, maybe you could refinish the edges. If you don't like the color of your drum set or the finish on your drum set, this can be a reason to upgrade. Refinishing a kit is often not worth it on a very low level kit. If you have an expensive drum set or some sentimental value, you can get them refinished. However, if you have an extremely cheap drum set and want to try something out, I refinished this kit, I stained it and used some polyurethane on it over here. Keep in mind, I wouldn't do this on a very expensive kit. Something such as wanting larger toms, larger bass drum, or smaller toms and bass drum would be a reason I would upgrade. Adding pieces individually is very expensive, so if you wanted a larger drum set with more pieces, I would recommend upgrading. For an example, I looked into a second bass drum for this drum set. It was going to be over $2,000, which is more than I paid for the entire kit. Also remember, changing the heads can make a big difference in the sound too if you play a different style. You have single, double, coated, clear, power dot, EC2 rings, all kinds of options in your heads that maybe the sizes aren't as big of a deal as you think. I do always tell everyone I can make a $100 drum set sound pretty good. I can also make a $10,000 drum set sound awful. Personally, I think the intermediate level kits provide the best value, which is why I do own a Pearl MCX and a Pearl Reference Pure and not an SQ2 or a Masterworks kit. Don't get me wrong, if you want to send me one out, Pearl or Sonar, I'll take one. One other reason you may want to upgrade is new gear sometimes does motivate you. If I do get a new snare drum or a new cymbal, it makes me want to go down and play the drums. So the first thing I would decide is what kind of kit I want. Am I playing jazz? Am I playing metal? Is it going to be leaving the house with me and gigged with? Is it going to just sit in my basement forever? I would spend more money on a studio kit that's not going to leave my house. Second of all, if I'm playing jazz or 80s hair metal, I'm going to have different kits. Do I want 15 toms? Do I want a small bass drum? These are things you have to think of. Some guys like one up, one down. Some guys like 15 toms. Are you going to have two bass drums, a double pedal? The next step is to think about a brand if that matters to you. If you have brand loyalty, that is fine. I think the color actually matters a lot. I don't want a drum set I don't like the look of. But most importantly, the sound matters. If you decide against upgrading, how can we make your current kit sound better? 1. Replace the heads on the tops and bottoms of each drum. Use a tune bot or have someone help you tune them up. I guarantee you can get most drum sets to sound really good just doing this. New cymbals are another great way to make your drums sound good. What's the point in having a really expensive drum set and really bad sounding cymbals? I am a huge fan of the Sabian AAX and HHX series. If you have beginner cymbals and you upgrade to these, they will make your whole drum set sound much better. New hardware is also a great way to put some life into an old drum set. Replacing your cymbal stands, pedal, hi-hat stand make a huge difference in the enjoyment you get out of playing your drum set. There's nothing like your hi-hat clutch failing on you every time you're playing a beat. So in conclusion, you're in charge of your own budget and your own decision. If you are going to upgrade, I think if you have a beginner kit, it's probably a great idea to go to a mid-level kit. Do I think upgrading to a professional kit is crazy? Well, if you have the money or you have the need for it, go ahead. But for 99% of the people, that's probably not the case. For myself, when I do want to upgrade, I'd probably get something similar to the Pearl MCX or Tama Star Classic or something along these lines. They are perfect for gigging, recording, and everything that I need. And if you have any questions or comments, or just want to tell me what your dream drum set is, put it in the comments below.